The following program is sponsored by Jewish Federation of Palm Beach County and the generous gifts of these contributors.
Welcome to our 44th season of Mosaic. I'm your host, Susan Shulman Pertnoy. Mosaic is Jewish Federation of Palm Beach County's weekly news magazine, exploring the most critical issues facing Jews here and around the world. The internet, social media, and continuing waves of misinformation have made Holocaust education more important than ever. Today, we'll explore what's being done in the Palm Beaches to ensure future generations comprehend the horrors of the past. More on the innovative ways this crucial period of history is being brought into local classrooms, coming up. We're so proud to celebrate our community visionaries, donors who contribute $1 million or more, serving as an inspiration for all of Jewish Palm Beach.
It's a matter of coexisting in any environment. Hopefully 10 years from now, we make them better people and make the world better and their communities better. We are at a place I've been coming for the last 21 years. What I consider to be one of the most important places I've ever been to. It's the Jewish summer camp of Greece.
As a parent, the camp is very important for me as it reinforces the pride of the kids to be Jewish.
The mission of this place is to bring every Jewish kid of the Jewish communities of Greece together in order for them mainly to get to know each other and create bonds among each other.
Thank you, Federation!
Did you know that you can now enjoy Mosaic on the go? Listen to the Mosaic podcast by scanning the QR code on the screen or find it wherever you listen to podcasts.
Today you may notice our show looks very different. We're coming to you from a very unusual yet extraordinarily special location. We're inside a replica of a World War II cattle car, the same type of rail car used to transport millions of Jews to concentration camps during the Holocaust. And joining us are co-presidents of Insight Through Education, Kelly Warsaw and Judy Karp. Welcome to Mosaic.
Thank you so much, Susie, for having us today. Thank you.
I'm so glad that you could make this happen. Tell us about the exhibit.
So this is a project called Shadowlight from Canada. A young woman by the name of Jordana Leibovitz came up with this inspiration after going on the Marks of the Living, and she was very inspired to do something when she came back. And she came up with the idea that if she brought a cattle car on campus, that people would have to pay attention. And the idea just went crazy. There was so much interest, and she knew she had something. And so working with a team of friends at her university in Canada, they developed the project as it is today. And it is basically a traveling Holocaust classroom that can come right onto college or high school campuses, and basically give students a very engaging, interactive experience to learn both the history of the Holocaust as well as the important lessons that can be learned from that. And so Insight is very lucky that we had the opportunity to bring Shadowlight to Palm Beach County in the month of February to 9 high schools and 3 community events. And we are very grateful to Federation for your generous sponsorship. to doing, for this project.
It's a very powerful tool. As a matter of fact, when the kids are in this actual car, you show video of what life was like in the car, and it's so powerful and disturbing and very effective. Why do we need tools like this?
Kids of today really need to understand what happened in the Holocaust and really understand the lessons, and they need engaging tools. And this, when Kelly actually first found it, she said, we've got something here. This is a way to really reach our students, and we provide them pre-learning packets that the teachers review with them, and also post-exhibit reviews. And I know that some teachers have really gone above and beyond in really maximizing the impact that this exhibit is bringing to them. And one other aspect of this exhibit is we have an artifact collection that is also part of it. So as students come in to the car, when they're finished, they then can go out and see actual artifacts from students and children and see the differences between German children's things and Jewish children's things. A diary from one, a diary from another, a book, and the types of things that they were reading that were so different, to see that contrast. So we are thrilled to be bringing this.
Oh, I'm sure it's, and in light of the fact that the generation of Holocaust survivors are getting older and they're dying, we need tools like this to educate. You're co-president of Insight Through Education. Why don't you tell us about the organization?
Sure. So Insight was founded in Palm Beach County over 12 years ago by a small group of men and women who knew that Florida had passed a mandate for Holocaust education, but that mandate was unfunded. So their primary goal was to fund programs for the Palm Beach County School District to support the mandate by the funding that wasn't there. Here we are, almost 13 years later. Judy and I have had the privilege of serving as co-presidents since April of 22. And I could say that Insight today goes so far beyond that. We have doubled our grants to the Palm Beach County schools this year, and the work that we support and the programs that we support, both for professional development and student education, as well as community education, are just growing every year. And we are so pleased to have the support of the community, and we know that we will continue to do even more in the future because we serve the entire county, and there's 200,000 students that I want to reach.
We're the 10th largest school district in the nation, which surprises a lot of people.
I'm surprised.
Yeah, it's not small. We're in small districts like in many other states, but we are one of 26 states that offers this mandate. And, not all states, not many states really that we know of, has a program that is so integral and intertwined with the school system. And I mean, we had a dedicated program planner, who I know you'll be talking to, who we work very closely with, who brings ideas to us, and we bring ideas to her. And if she likes them, we're on board.
But you deal with all hate issues, correct? Yes. So can you tell us about some of your other programs?
So Insight's mission is to fight bigotry and prejudice, hate of all kinds, and really teach acceptance and kindness. And we do that by supporting programs from kindergarten to 12th grade. So we do support Holocaust education, but it's really the lessons of the Holocaust and how that applies. And any program that can teach us acceptance and kindness through any method would fit within our mission. And here's a great example. Last year, and Judy talked about this, we responded to a request from kids that was not about the solution to some anti-Semitism that was on campus, wound up being a very unique solution. And we're going to let Judy say about that.
All right. So Kim calls Kelly and says, we've had some incidents. It started with social media. Now it's in the school with a certain, group of kids. And she didn't know really, she had an idea. I shouldn't say that. She had a really brilliant idea. And she said, how about if we bring in a former white supremacist? And we're like, really? That's an idea. And Kelly and I, we picked up the phone. Kelly made some calls. We found in 24 hours. I mean, in 24 hours, we had a white supremacist. But not only did we have a white supremacist, we had one with a story that came. He spoke to 2 schools. He did compassion workshops, but he came with a gentleman named Pardeep Kalika, and he's a Sikh Indian. And what happened on this morning, now it's been several years back, after Arno Michaelis had left his group, his former group went into this very peaceful temple of worship. In fact, Pardeep was on his way there with his daughter in the back seat and missed the shooting, thank God. Oh my God. But essentially, his group went in and shot and killed Pardeep's father and other members of his family that were praying. And Pardeep is a deep guy. He's an educator, and he really wanted to understand how people can hate to the depths that they can do that type of behavior. And it took all he had to reach out to Arno. He was nervous. He met him in a public place where actually in a Thai restaurant, because he figured, well, I think that's safe. So they went at a place like that, and they became really very close friends. And now they travel and they speak to students. That's their goal, to really have them understand compassion
And the power of forgiveness.
and the power of forgiveness, really.
Which is what we're trying to do here.
Yes.
And all over with our exhibits. Federation is so proud to partner on you with this exhibit, and we look forward to partnering in other ways as well.
And we had to end here. Nice, thank you. Thank you so much for joining us. It's been a pleasure. Thanks. Thank you.
Through partnerships with the School District of Palm Beach County, Holocaust survivors are able to share their stories with the school children of today. We'll explore this important program next on Mosaic.
You have the power to do good that goes everywhere. From here to Israel to Ukraine to 70 countries around the world. From educational to life-changing experiences. From lonely to connected. From afraid to strong. But that good goes beyond our city. Your gift drives connections and awakens identity. From devastation to reimagination, from tragedy to support, your gift transforms leaders from being a solo visionary into being a catalyst for change. And while you're watching this, your gift is making its way from North America to impacting people around the world.
You're young, you're Jewish, and you're beginning your Jewish journey. We can help. We've collected the resources you'll need in one place. Visit jtipalmbeach.org to learn more.
"30 seconds, you have to find a place to hide. If not, you're just in the open air, covering your head and hoping that nothing will happen." I tried to open the door into the house and I couldn't move it. The house was destroyed. The minute something like this happened, 48 hours later, you get a check for 4,000 shekels. The support is what keeps us strong, and the strength we get from all the organizations that are working with Jaffe, JFNA, ITC are important for our safety in Israel.
Today you may notice our show looks very different. We're coming to you from a very unusual yet extraordinarily special location. We're inside a replica of a World War II cattle car, the same type of rail car used to transport millions of Jews to concentration camps during the Holocaust.
And joining us now is Kimberly Coombs, the Holocaust Studies Program Planner for the School District of Palm Beach County. Kimberly, welcome to Mosaic.
Thank you, Susan. I'm really honored to be here.
Well, you have such an important position in the Palm Beach County school system. Tell us about the program.
Okay. I am the Holocaust Studies Program Planner for grades K through 12. And our Holocaust Studies program is, I think, going on 28 years now.
How did that start?
It started shortly after the mandate, when the state of Florida, one of the first states to pass the mandate. We started with a specialist dedicated to Holocaust studies in the district. and then it expanded. I'm the third Holocaust Studies program planner that the school district has had. And our focus is to ensure that all of our students are taught about the Holocaust, just as the mandate is stated, in addition to understanding the definition of anti-Semitism as stated in the mandate. But in Palm Beach County schools, that's not enough for us, which is why I believe they have a position dedicated just to going above and beyond that mandate.
That's very important. This exhibit, this powerful exhibit, is so important for the students. Can you tell us about some of the reactions you've heard from them, or you've witnessed as well?
Absolutely. It's something that we needed to engage the students in this learning. You know, when they learn about it in a book, it's one thing. They hear it from their teacher, it's another. But this experience is 360-degree film where they're hearing from a Holocaust survivor. They walk out and I said, "So how'd you feel?" And the student who doesn't know me had this dramatic pause and he said, "I have no words."
How can you have words?
And then the staff from Shadowlight, who are amazing, they always ask the students, they do like a go round and they say, "Give us one word of what you're feeling." And you hear a lot of sad, depressed, but we also hear a lot of angry, shocked. One student said his word was "how."
Which is true, we still ask how.
Yeah.
You do a lot of creative programs. Can you share with us some of them?
Sure. We think. So we are meeting the mandate in grades K through 12, and it's important for us that we reach our students in ways that are memorable. And so when we had the opportunity to have this, I knew that this would be a way for us to reach students. Other things we've done is the International Butterfly Project, where we've gone through our art classes. So we're not just learning about it, learning about the history during our content areas, but also in art, where the teachers are either we go in and teach a lesson or the students receive a lesson from their teacher about the Holocaust and the poem I never saw another butterfly, and then they create a butterfly. We've had live performances, we have resources, we've done YouTube lives where all the students join in at the same time across the district, where we've had 20,000 students log in to the same YouTube and have a Holocaust survivor talk. So we're always looking for innovative ways. We also just did an Anti-Semitism Prevention Day. Based on what's going on in the world today, you know.
What was that like?
So it was something that happened authentically because of our people on social media and celebrities that are creating anti-Semitic behavior. And I thought, as a district, we need to do something to say we're not going to just take this. We're not going to be a bystander. You know, in 1930s, there were a lot of people that were bystanders, and we're just not going to do that. So I reached out to the ADL, and we worked with a company called Everify, and they have a course called Bina, which teaches all about anti-Semitism. It's an asynchronous course. It's online that the kids will do on their own. Fantastic, innovative course. So they came and talked about that course, and then we had the ADL speak about how do you recognize anti-Semitism, and this was to 150 employees, not just teachers, but employees. Students came to support the event as well, and we had a Holocaust survivor there to share their experience. You know, we're just always looking, how do we reach more people to spread more awareness about the hate from history and the hate that's happening now? And what do we do to move forward to bring an end to this?
Well, you go way beyond the county mandate for Holocaust studies, because I think you have a lot of community buy-in and support. Can you talk about that?
Absolutely. I mean, when I think about how blessed we are in Palm Beach County to have the support that we have, there are a lot of community partners that want to help. The Jewish Federation being one, you know, they provide resources, they've provided programs of humans. I think you had Eris Kaganovitz on your show, Humans of the Holocaust, he's amazing. And then we have Insight. Insight is the backbone of our Holocaust programming. I mean, they fund 90% of our programs, and, you know, we're just so blessed. We wouldn't be able to do any of that. The mandate is unfunded. So we would be working out of, just the textbooks or whatever books the teachers have, or, so we're extremely blessed to have the community partnerships that we have.
Well, that's wonderful. We have to take a quick break.
Okay.
We'll be right back after this brief message. Federation is working with our local school district to make sure lessons of the Holocaust remain part of its curriculum. We'll tell you how it's being done ahead on Mosaic. Did you know that you can now enjoy Mosaic on the go? Listen to the Mosaic podcast by scanning the QR code on the screen or find it wherever you listen to podcasts.
Anti-Semitism isn't Hitler and the Nazis and the gas chambers and history. Anti-Semitism is here in our communities. I was running for local office and 2 Jewish publications wrote articles about me. I woke up the next morning and I saw a message and it said, "Get out of my country, you kike. Get back to Israel where you belong. That or the ovens, take your pick." I'm a Jew for life. I'm a part of a peoplehood, of a tradition.
We're so proud to celebrate our community visionaries, donors who contribute $1 million or more, serving as an inspiration for all of Jewish Palm Beach.
Today you may notice our show looks very different. We're coming to you from a very unusual yet extraordinarily special location. We're inside a replica of a World War II cattle car, the same type of rail car used to transport millions of Jews to concentration camps during the Holocaust.
We're back talking with Kimberly Coombs from the Palm Beach School District. Kimberly, you have some unique programs that you do with Holocaust survivors. I think you have them speaking. Can you talk about that?
Yes. Another way that we're very fortunate in this area is that we have a large population of Holocaust survivors that are still thankfully with us, but also willing to speak. We have some survivors that have been speaking in our schools for over 20 years.
Oh my goodness.
I can think of one, without exaggeration, that has spoke to probably 500,000 students over his 20 years in this district. So when I first came on this job over 2 years ago, one of the school board members, Karen Brill, reached out to me to say that we as a school district have made a commitment to record our local survivors because we don't know how long they're going to be with us.
Exactly.
And we want to make sure that we have that. So our communication team is dedicated to either bringing the survivor to the studio, we transport them, or we go to their house and we give them the opportunity to share their story. And then the communication team, they create this video that is appropriate for the classroom and to be used within a class period. So they're special videos. We know that there's lots of videos on the internet that you can see about Holocaust survivors, but when you can make a connection to say, oh, my school's in Boynton Beach, and this survivor lives in Boynton Beach too, it's
so
a powerful connection.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
And we've even had opportunities where the students will watch the video prior to the Holocaust survivor coming to visit, and then they ask questions from what they saw in the video. And it's really a powerful conversation. Instead of the survivor just standing up there and sharing their testimony, they are able to engage and have conversation with the students. We even had one school, they wrote a poetry book for the survivor about his experience. I mean, to bring you to tears. It was absolutely beautiful, and the survivor was so moved. He made multiple copies of it and shared it with his entire family. I mean, it was a beautiful experience.
It's quite an impactful program. Give us some examples that stand out in your mind of these stories.
I mean, I can think of times where a survivor has been in addition to the videos, let me just add that we also bring survivors into schools in person.
Right.
And so the other goal that I set for us when I started this job was to make sure that we have a Holocaust survivor speak in 100% of our high schools every single year while we still can. And that's now expanded to, I'm trying to get to as many middle schools as possible. You know, it's getting more challenging as their survivors are getting older and it's harder for them to drive. But we went through COVID where we had them speaking online. We trained them all in Google Meet and Zoom, and they were fantastic, but the connection for them in person is just so powerful. I mean, you take an auditorium with 700 kids in it, and you can hear a pin drop. Everybody's engaged. So we had an experience the other day with a survivor speaking to 700 students, and at the end we always want Q&A. Well, with 700 kids in the room, sometimes kids, nobody wants to stand up and be the person to talk.
Right.
So this young lady, she was brave, and she stood up and she said, I just want to thank you for being here and speaking today. You've been an absolute inspiration to me. As she's a member of the LGBTQ community, and she's struggling with some things and some bullying, and she said, I feel so inspired the way that you have been able to live your life and go on after what you've been through. Can I come up and give you a hug?
Oh, wow.
So she goes up in front of 600 kids to hug him, and the auditorium erupts in cheers.
Wow.
They're
my
clapping,
goodness.
and it was just the most moving moment. Those are things that kids remember.
Absolutely.
We had another survivor who had students coming up after to take her picture. And she said, this kind of makes me uncomfortable. I'm not a celebrity. I went through the Holocaust. And I said, you know what? Here's the thing. When they take that picture, that's a memory. And now they share that with their parent and their friend. And now they're spreading awareness. And they're saying, I heard a Holocaust survivor. I heard her tell her story today. She told me how her father died during the Holocaust. And so now they're spreading awareness. That one student that took that picture could be they could post it on their social media and share it with 100 other people. So the impact that we have every day is profound.
It really is. It really is. What's next for you in the future of the Holocaust Studies program?
Well, I really our goal is to grow. We also offer a Holocaust elective in around 25 of our middle and high schools. Next year we want to grow that. We want to have at least 30. And every year we want to grow our programs more and more. I think like Kelly and Judy from Insight said, our goal is to hit every student. Now, we do hit every student through the mandate, through their curriculum. Maybe they read a passage in their textbook or they learn about it in social studies. But we want these programs to be able to reach everybody.
That's wonderful. Thank you so much for all that you do and for joining us today.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure.
This program is sponsored by Jewish Federation of Palm Beach County.